somewhere. Hey everybody, how's it going? Today is Exposition Dump with special guest Gavin. For
Hello.
This week. And
Novelty
this,
British person.
It's Sonic Gav!
yes. And we made him see. He wanted to come in on what's it called, Riddick Week,
Riddick, something good.
but I would not allow that to happen. I don't. He is going to be in on Riddick, but I had to get him into a shitty movie before he got rewarded to go see a good movie and talk about it. So we had to start off with whatever the shit this movie is called, the Mortal Instruments: City of Bones.
The Mortal City, City of Cities.
Mortal
Yes.
Instruments: City of Stupid. This is a miserable piece of shit. This is a very, very miserable piece of shit. Quick rundown, since Chris wasn't able to go see this because problems.
My car had issues.
It had exploded.
Almost.
Yes. Still doesn't get out of talking about it though.
No, I'll still join you to hear about how bad this was. I'm eager to know what this was about, because I was actually sort of looking forward to seeing this just to see how bad it was. And I've heard that I missed what is easily a contender for worst movie of the year.
This is my worst movie of the year so far.
Okay, I was about to say, I mean, to be fair, Randy, there are still 6 more months or 4 more months to go through.
I know, but I don't know if anything can get this bad.
It felt like 6 more months.
This movie is terrible. Just a quick recap of the hours I paid it, or the minutes I paid attention to this movie. But it's mainly about a girl who's kind of basically growing up in a world she's not understanding, I guess. And she gets revealed to her that she's basically a bigger part in a world that she's unaware of. And it's about her facing up to these new facts and being able to becoming part of this new world that she's being introduced to. It's a very big mixture of Twilight meets Harry Potter, and they had a very dumb baby.
Yeah, halfway through, the line. I can't even remember. It's so forgettable. Hang on, I'll come back to this thought. Give me 1 second.
Just remember, Gav. First few minutes, we don't spoil. Last half hour, we're gonna spoil the shit out of this.
All I'm trying to remember is her name, because that's one of the biggest things that I could
Clarice?
not. No, it wasn't Clarice. It was Clary.
Oh.
You're a demon hunter, Clary. That's basically it. I remember maybe 3 names throughout this entire film.
I remember Jace. I haven't seen the movie, and I know Jace just because he's in every. Because this is a movie that was highly advertised in the theaters that I went to. In Regal Theaters, it seems like they had some kind of deal, because there was a behind the look for this movie at just about every movie I've been at this summer, and they'd constantly it was the same commercial, and be like, it would get to the guy playing Jace. He's like, I believe Jace is so drawn to Carrie because of her strength, and because she's smoking hot. And I was always like, that has got to be the worst way to advertise this character to an audience who's not already 14-year-old girls.
It gets worse because this character's not like, this guy's so deadpanned.
Is he suave, Randy?
No. It's one of those things, like, when if you've ever watched Twilight, you're wondering why this person has a connect, or why Bella wants to fuck the shit out of what's his name.
Yeah.
You don't know why. It's just the character. This character has some kind of drive that's
But
nowhere established.
take Edward, but instead of the I don't know why anything happens sort of thing, replace that with a constant sneer, oddly British accent, and an attitude of, well, fuck you then.
But
He sneers for 80% of the film.
And well, the weird thing is that he constantly goes after this chick and stuff like that. It's not actually the other way around, where the chick, I don't think, is going after him.
No.
That doesn't happen until later in the movie, about halfway through. But there's no explanation for anything that happens
anything.
in this fucking movie. Everything is disconnected from the thing you just saw minutes before. Fuck this movie. Nothing makes sense.
Nothing. All right, hold on.
Nothing.
I got a question. Is there a City of Bones?
No.
That's one thing I want to bring up in the spoilers, but I mean, it's not really a spoiler, so I'm going to bring it up. Why the fuck is this movie called City of Bones?
I don't know. Don't care.
Chris,
What-
Chris,
Well, actually, they're inside of the Hogwarts castle. They have some statues of bones.
no, this is the thing, right? Chris, have you, I mean, it's a long shot with you, I know, but have you seen Hellboy 2?
Bits and pieces of it, yes.
Right, you know that, like, underworld elven market they visit for information? Mm-hmm. That's about as long as they stay in the City of Bones.
Really?
It makes as much sense calling Hellboy 2, that weird elven market.
So there is a City of Bones per se, but
No,
they're
I
in
think
like
it's
a hot.
there is.
Yes,
Was it during the middle part of the movie that I didn't see?
Yes, it was during the
Okay.
middle part. You weren't paying attention.
No. I don't know if I should explain this or not.
We'll go into. Well, I'll save it for the spoilers, but yeah, there is a City of Bones. It's pointless.
Okay, and what is the Mortal Instruments?
I
The
think
more
they are the mortal instruments.
no, the mortal instruments are actually the items. I think this is going to be a series. Well, they're going to try and make this into a series.
No, not anymore.
The cup that they're searching through for the
chalice.
whole way through,
Yeah.
the chalice is a mortal instrument.
Okay, so
It's-
the Mortal
it's-
Instruments are
okay.
like,
It's a mortal item empowered with the power of angels.
and what does it do?
Again,
You're like, it's a really
I don't
good
know.
cup.
Is that a spoiler to explain what the cup? Not what the cup does.
Not kind of.
But like the
whole thing-
vampires are after it, right?
Yeah, everyone who's part of the underworld is after it because basically it's a cup given to humans that was filled with the blood of an angel. And any
Azazel or
human,
something like that. I can't remember.
yeah,
the
any
angel's got.
human that drinks from it becomes a demon hunter, so that he can fight against the powers of darkness. And apparently there are multiple of these mortal instruments, which are normal items imbued with the power of the gods. At least that's what it insinuates, but it never really explains anything.
Oh, look, my chat room is finally connected, and I'm actually seeing stuff. So I don't know how old this stuff I'm seeing. Yeah, this movie is the largest pile of shit I've ever seen.
It's special.
This is probably the worst movie I have personally ever seen.
That sounds a little over the top.
No, I'd rather sit through like 3 hours of Johnny Depp movies or 16 hours of shitty made-for-TV sci-fi movies than have to watch this again. I am completely against the Twilight type, architect build fucking movies. So these are probably the most painful watches that I can sit through next to Johnny Depp or Adam Sandler flicks. So yeah, this is a terrible movie. I do not recommend seeing this. I kind of had the pleasure of not paying attention to a lot of this movie. So that made me not want to walk out on it. Or not, well, it kept me from walking out on it. But I don't think the average moviegoer is going to get the experience I had watching this movie. So I would say this movie is a flat multiple F minuses stacked on top of each other in the most awkward way possible.
So it's like kind of like someone had the F stamp and they just like keep pounding it over and over again.
Yeah.
In the same spot.
To the point of obsession and depression, and it's like F, F, F.
And then it just gets faster and faster.
I mean, look, I was gonna say a D. You've pushed me down to an E. I will say an E minus,
E?
just
E?
because. Just
E?
just
they have
because,
E's in Britain?
Yeah,
Really?
E's are good.
That's what your. How does your gradient system in school go?
It literally goes A B C D E F U.
Okay, we don't have E's here.
We don't have E
Yeah.
or U.
No, we E is obviously A B C E F, and then we go to a U which is unclassified. So bad you don't deserve a grade.
Wow.
Yeah,
Your British scale's stupid.
we generally don't do the minus or the plus system either. It's a case of it's an A, it's a B, it's a C.
Wow.
Interesting.
Yes.
You guys are
But
with
this movie probably was an F made of Fs.
Yes. It was a giant F made of a lot of little Fs.
Yes.
But yeah, this movie's terrible. I want to get this review over as soon as possible.
I want to
So-
tear into this.
So let's go on to the spoiler. I don't think anybody gives one shit on if they get spoiled in this movie, because I don't think there's a person in this chat room who wants to see this movie. And if you do, get out of my chat room. Period. Gav, you sound like you have a lot to talk about. So let's see what do you want to spoil, buddy?
Well, the underlying right. Okay, I'll admit the characters don't know this. Anyone with a fucking brain knows this. This film is about goddamn incest.
Yeah, it's funny how they rip a little bit from Star Wars when it comes to this.
Oh,
Wait,
Like,
what?
Yeah,
the entire last 20 minutes is Star Wars.
yeah. Do
They
you know,
got-
like, when, what's his name? Luke Skywalker kisses his sister, Leia,
Yeah.
and stuff like that? Well, the main two characters are related by blood.
It turns out the two marquee characters are actually brother and sister. We
Yeah.
get an "I am your father" moment.
Literally, he says, "I am your father."
We get a two-handed sword versus one-handed sword fight. Well, staff versus sword fight. We get what was the other bit? There was another part as well that reminded me.
Fuck, I don't know.
Oh, for,
If it's towards the end of the movie, fuck that. I don't know.
yeah. There was
And it's
another
like
thing.
the beginning. I'm even a little shaky on that too. The credits, fuck that. I know all that. I mentally jotted down the name of every person I have to be angry at.
But yeah, the main thing about this film is, like he's already said, it's the whys and the bits they just completely ignore. I mean, halfway through, right, this film is a trope and cliche nightmare.
Mm-hmm.
It's all in here. She's the wide-eyed wanderer that's, everything's normal in life, but there's everything going on in the background. There's the friend that's always been there for her, completely unrequited. He's madly in love with her. But then this new hot guy comes along and completely sweeps her away.
Guy. Dude, that guy's fucking face bothered the shit out of me.
Yeah,
His,
He's
like
got face
his-
you want to slap.
Yeah, he had that like kind of like a fishy lip thing, like his
Yeah.
like his mouth kind of jutted out from the rest of his face.
Yeah, but he spent the entire film pulling the trout pout.
It bothered the fuck out of me. I'm like, God, I can't look at this guy.
But yeah, it's just like I say,
Oh.
there's.
This whole movie's based on masochists too,
Oh yeah. Yeah,
because they
when
have to
get-
like cut themselves to do magic power thingies. I
Wait,
guess.
really?
Yeah.
If you look
All right,
on-
that's a bad thing off the bat. Because if you're trying to advertise this for children,
Yeah.
like, look, I can imagine a kid picking up a little fucking stick and they're like, "I'm Harry Potter." I don't want like a little fucking preteen girl who's like, "I'm gonna make this fucking cocoa hot." Takes a razor blade to the palm of her hand.
It's just like it's this weird crystal that burns them.
Yeah, it's runic. It's runic magic. So if you look on the front page of the stream now, obviously it's got the poster, and you see the tattoos on him.
That's the burns.
They're not tattoos. They're burns. They burn runes into their body to increase their strength,
Yep.
power, speed, heal things. And that main logo, the upside down and the ampersand thing, that's basically the mark of the angel, which is supposedly the all powerful one that no one apparently knows.
can't
you know-
just trace it onto your body.
Well, the main character has it on him.
Does he?
Yeah, he has it on his chest.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, he wears it. I know he does. I saw that. I was
Yeah.
like,
Oh, yeah, because he spends a good chunk of it shirtless. Of course, he
Fuck
fucking
this
does.
movie.
But
They
yeah,
know
there's
their audience.
Huh?
They know their audience.
It's a bunch of just emo twats. I
Yeah.
fucking hate this shit.
it's just as it bounces from one scene. It's hard for me to
I will say though, the
put it
other
linear.
chick I think was hot.
yes.
The
I was-
other chick, the vampire hunter
Whip.
chick,
The whip chick, I call her.
she was hot.
Yeah, there's this whole society of demon hunters, but they're dying out. That's why they want this cup that I explained earlier. Is the
Oh.
only thing that can make more of their
And-
kind.
And another
Um,
sad fact for this movie, who's the guy who plays Professor Moriarty?
Oh yes, that's one thing I want to bring up as well. There's a great British cast in this film, but they're fucking wasted.
I can't remember who's the guy who plays
Jared-
Moriarty.
Jared Harris as Hodge. Oh, do you
That,
mean the actual main guy? Jonathan Rhys-Meyers as Valentine, who was the dad.
it's the guy who played Moriarty. It's the Hodge guy.
Hodge, yeah.
I can't believe he was in this movie.
Jared Harris. There's a great. If you've ever watched British TV, there's a great cast in this. The guy that played the boyfriend, Simon, he was our lead in Misfits, which is basically a like heroes on benefits. Brilliant show. The guy that played the werewolf boyfriend, he was actually the vampire lead in our version of Being Human. Again, great actor, but fucking wasted. I mean, Lena Headey in this. She spends the majority of it unconscious.
It's
Oh,
it's so funny because like everybody's fighting like the one emo twat kid and the nerd boyfriend kid or nerd friend kid are both brooding over this one chick, and I'm just like,
yeah.
why? She's boring. She's plain.
But the best thing is like I say, they set up little things to think, oh, okay, where are they going with this? And the answer every time is absolutely fucking nowhere. They do this bit where, okay, the mother is a shadow hunter, this demon hunter who's been done it for years. She's like one of the best.
I thought she killed herself in the beginning. I was like,
Yeah, but she tries to hide her daughter away from all the world and everything until it catches up with her. And like I said, there's the nightmare fuel fucking Rottweiler from hell that
that
explodes
fucking
to tentacle porn.
Rottweiler. If any 13-year-old saw this movie, they're having nightmares because of that thing.
Yeah, puppy. It looks okay. Then all of a sudden it breaks apart and a tentacle beast comes out.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
Once I saw that, I was like, I've seen this movie before. This isn't gonna go well.
but there's this one scene where it's like they're in a coffee shop. She's started to notice these things that no one else can see, which for some reason that fucking power disappears pretty quick because everyone can see them after that.
Yeah, because they even give the nerd friend a special way to see them. Which I'm like, okay, well then why even have the thing in the first place?
Exactly. But then she can see him, and while this is all going on, and she has this first meeting with him, Mother's being attacked, and she tries ringing the best friend because she's not answering her phone, and the best friend looks at his phone, says, "Oh shit," hangs up and just says nothing about it. So you're thinking, oh, maybe he's something to do with this. Maybe there's a demon. Nothing mentioned.
No,
Little
I
bit
was
later
just
an
a demon.
asshole.
Yeah.
The way I looked at it is because he said he looks at his phone, he doesn't answer it, and he goes, "This is." I think he says like, "This is going to be awkward," or something like that. Like, and then just mutes it. He hangs it up, which I think it's because I think he thought she was calling him because they had a fight. The mother and the daughter had a fight previously to the scene.
Yeah.
So I think he thought that she was calling him because of the fight, to try and talk sense into her daughter or something like that, or talk to her. Because she initially called her daughter first, and she didn't pick up because she was talking to handsome boogerhead. And so then she called the friend, who hung up because I think he thought that she was trying to call her to somehow influence her through him, and that's why he didn't pick up. And then later in that scene, she gets pissed off at him because he didn't pick up when she also hung up on her. And I'm like, you both did it.
Yeah.
You guys had no knowledge that she was being attacked. I mean, if he knew she was being attacked, she'd be like, oh, well, fuck it, she's dead. Hang up.
But yeah, from that point onwards, basically they figure out that she is one of them. But she's got apparently it turns out her mother's been mind locking her. She's had this dude to basically put a spell on her, who's like this uber powerful master wizard who's camp as Christmas with fucking eyeliner and makeup and all this bullshit. Who always throws
Wasn't
these.
his character name like Warlock or something like that?
I can't remember the name. Hang on a second.
I don't care.
I don't really, but he was Magnus Bane. About as fucking as big as a magician name you're ever gonna get. But yeah, this whole deal where they go visit this dude, and it's like, oh yes, I've been putting it on you for every year. You just can't remember it. Mm-hmm. Okay. Why?
Well, he had to put it on her more frequently because the older she gets, the stronger she's
Yeah.
getting. So
And
she's resisting it
and
more.
while they're at this party, for some reason, apparently there's vampires too, and they just kidnapped your boyfriend. You know, the human one.
Hmm.
Oh,
And
okay.
they crucify him on chains.
Yeah.
He doesn't die, by the way, so don't worry, guys.
Yeah, yeah.
Boyfriend doesn't die, but
They leave him hanging as bait for her. Why they didn't just try and take her in the first place, I don't know. But it gets into this bit where you've seen it in the cinema, in the trailers, where they have this massive fight against vampires. And to be fair, the fight's not bad, but it goes nowhere. It does nothing. They escape with the help of the werewolves
and the son.
and the sun. It turns out the werewolves are basically being they've been watching out for her as well. And there's this one weird scene where she
Hold on, wait, hold on. It's the werewolves have been watching out for Clary or whatever her name is.
Claria, because
Is
you
it?
know that I mentioned that her mother's boyfriend is a werewolf.
Yes.
Okay, not for no. I this is very small knowledges of Twilight, but isn't that also the plot in Twilight too? That the werewolves are there to protect what's her name? Or
Yep.
don't they promise to? Okay, so this movie is literally not even trying to hide itself being
Nope.
Twilight at this
And
point.
they actually are Twilight werewolves as well. They're full wolves.
Now, do they?
That makes me mad because I love.
Is there a werewolf boyfriend?
No.
No,
Okay,
like I say, the mother's boyfriend is a werewolf.
Okay.
But he's basically like been looking after her as a
Doesn't
parental.
he die?
No, every werewolf but him.
Huh.
Every single one but him dies. There's this weird scene where during the vampire rescue where a vampire's threatening her, about to kill her, and he dives in wolf form. So he doesn't. She doesn't know it's him, but he dives on her and tears his vampire's throat out. And then turns around and just looks at her like, did I do good? Good puppy? First thing she does, he's not menacing her or threatening her anyway. First thing she does, the first thing she's done in this entire fucking fight, reaches around, grabs a knife off a friend and launches it into his shoulder. And then they leave. There's no fight, there's no threat, there's no anything. She just knifes the bastard and leaves.
The one thing, okay, like I said, I missed like the half of this movie up to like the last maybe 15 minutes or so.
Yeah.
The one thing I can remember seeing bits and pieces of were the one chick brought a flamethrower to beat away some bats.
That's towards the end. Yeah, that's the final part.
I was like, oh, and the bats sound like the pigs from World of Warcraft when you slay the pigs.
Yeah.
They do. It's the exact same
Yeah.
sound effect.
Well, what it turns out is, I mean, there's just one other little scene as well. It turns out that the vampires bit the boyfriend Simon, because while she's nursing him, finds the 2 bite marks. And anyone who knows what a vampire does, that's pretty much the thing. She looks at him, goes, "Oh shit," covers it up.
She's
Never
like, now
mentioned.
turn.
Never mentioned again. This dude might be a vampire. Oh well. He even does the fucking Tobey Maguire. He sits up. She goes, "Oh, here's your glasses," and he's like,
I don't need them anymore.
On off. Don't need them anymore. She doesn't say a fucking word.
Yeah, I missed her noticing the bite. I caught the glasses bit.
And then it turns out the big
Because
bad
they were both sitting on the bed during the scene. They were,
Yes.
talking and stuff like that. And then Broody McPoophead was in the doorway watching them.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's just like, oh, I guess she's choosing him. And he just kind of, saunters off.
Yeah, but apparently she's drawn a really good picture of Broody Man.
Yeah, a
And
Broody
then
McPoophead.
he gets jealous, and the other guy gets jealous, and everyone's jealous about her.
And then the birthday scene comes up. And
Yeah.
they make out in the rain. And
Yeah.
then the boyfriend sees the thing, or sees the thing because she was going to bring him to bed or something like that. And there was
Yeah.
a bunch of, oh God, I hate this movie.
Yeah. and one thing to know in this little coverage, we've already passed the City of Bones part, so that's how integral it is.
Well, I can guarantee you, I don't remember it.
Yeah, the City of Bones basically it's the first time they're brought to the temple thing, the whatever, and they go to meet someone, which is basically out in a cemetery, and it's this really creepy dude with no eyes and a hood and all this sort of shit, and takes him down into this crypt, and that's where you get "Welcome to the City of Bones." That's it. They go in, they do this thing. It's apparently the place where all Shadowhunters are buried. And they have these priests that basically try and lift the lock on her mind, which they can't do, and that's why they go see Magnus McWizard.
Okay.
That's the whole thing.
I actually, I remember the graveyard, them going to the graveyard,
Yeah,
but I don't know the City of Bone part.
that was it basically. The downstairs bit in the graveyard, that was the entirety of the City of Bones. But yeah, after that, then the bad guy finally shows his face. Valentine, the big bad who turns out to be the dad of everyone in the film ever.
Yeah.
He
He gets around.
not before. Sorry, I forgot. We've completely skipped the other members of the team. There's Hodge, which is he's basically Gandalf.
No, he's basically not Gandalf. He's the one from Harry Potter.
Yeah.
Haggard.
No. Well, actually, yeah, he's more of a
Dumbledore?
Hagrid. No,
Dumbledore.
he's not as wise as Dumbledore. He's very flawed. So I'd say, yeah, he's more of a Hagrid. But he's basically
Yeah, but
in charge.
he's the headmaster. He's the Dumbledore.
He's in charge of the place.
Yeah.
But he's not allowed outside. He doesn't know. He thinks he's had a spell put on him. Everyone else is saying, yeah, he's agoraphobic. That's his shtick.
That's like his wacky joke character gimmick.
Pretty much, yeah. There's the brother and sister as well. There's obviously Jace, who's like, poster boy. And then there's Alec and Isabel, who are the brother and sister. It's pretty much inferred.
And Isabel's
all
the
way
hot one,
through.
right?
Isabel's the hot one with the whip. Alec is gay. Quite blatantly. And they even make a big thing that Alec basically wants Jace's ass.
Yeah. Because I remember the one scene where she's like, "Oh, you're just jealous that he wants me or something like that, and you want him."
Yeah.
And then he gets pissed off at her and throws her against the window or throws her
Yeah,
against the wall and says, he says a line. I can't remember what it was.
It's something like tell anyone else and I'll kill you myself.
Yeah, he says this stupid line, and then he just kind of whips his head to the right and then walks off.
Yeah.
And it's the most deadpan delivery of a line ever. And the way he exits the scene is probably that. I love that scene where she confronts him about him being gay and wanting the Jace character, and then him just walking off. I love it because it's just fucking stupid as piss.
So then
It's so awkward.
We basically start to get to the climax where it turns out that she's got this superpower that only her mother has ever had. That she can basically make pictures real. Mm-hmm. So get your head around this one. Yeah, she's drinking tea while practicing these magic runes, and all of a sudden the cup disappears inside the paper that it's resting on and turns into a 2D picture of the cup, and then she reaches back into the paper and pulls it back out.
Well, that's just strange.
Yeah,
And her mother had this,
No.
Yeah.
and yet people are surprised that she has it.
well, it turns out that's the secret to the mortal instrument, because her mother was a painter, and she stole. We've completely forgotten the whole point of the old fucking film. This mortal instrument, this cup was what?
Chris,
Yep.
City of Ashes in pre-production.
Oh dear.
I mean,
Then
look,
greenlit
if it does, how much did it cost to make this movie?
60.
That's it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they'll make a sequel.
Yeah.
No.
It did not cost a whole lot. It may make its money back, and then if it just takes off the right way, then that's all I need.
Yeah, I just looked up the IMDb of this thing, and because I wanted to see what the Isabel character's if she is the hot one. That I'm trying to remember.
But
And
yeah,
if
no,
she is-
I want to get up to confused because I'm very curious what the plot of this movie is.
the plot is basically we already said the angels or the demon hunters and the demons are all after this chalice.
Yeah.
Which was gifted to humans by Azazel or something like that, or Azrael or some god or some
the lead bad guy. What was his name again? Valentine. Who was a shadow hunter, stole the cup and started using it to experiment on things, to the point where he put his own blood in it. It was with demon blood, and he can actually summon and control demons as well. His wife, which turns out to be Clary's mother, stole it, hid it along with Clary. Then the events of what we've already told, found out. And it turns out that when we find out about this power, she has an epiphany of where this cup is, and it turns out it's with the next door neighbor downstairs
It's in a
who
tarot card.
has a specifically painted set of tarot cards gifted to her by Clary's mother. One of them is a cup.
Which doesn't make any sense because the tarot reader witch chick is evil.
Well, that's the thing. It's hinted halfway through that the demons can possess rather than actually they are them. So it may be that she was possessed after the fact.
Well, yeah, but you gotta show that kind of shit or
Yeah.
something or
Well,
explain
that's
it
what I mean.
after the fact because they never do.
You've got to pick up on it. It's that sort of thing. But yeah, this tarot card, because the douchey Dick Pants basically spots it earlier on and said, "That's the cup of life," or whatever it's called. The chalice of life. What's that doing in a tarot card? And it's like, well, my mum painted it for her years ago. Oh, okay, whatever. And it turns out this tarot card is the cup, and that only somebody with that specific power can reach in and take it out.
And that is some of the worst CGI I've ever seen too.
Yeah. But yeah, it
She's
turns
like,
out
well,
that-
I'll have to reach inside of this card to do it. It's just like clearly off screen into a
See,
green
this is the
screen.
thing. If she's this powerful, why don't she just like buy a deck of Yu-Gi-Oh cards and like rule the world?
Yeah,
I think they have to paint the object.
I don't know.
Or
But I mean, does
something.
that work off imagination?
That no, I think it's the other way around. They can only pull things out that they've placed in it.
Yeah.
So I could take something, I could put it in a card, and then later I could take it out of that card. But
Yeah, so
things
like-
that
Yeah.
already exist in cards, I can't take out.
No. So
Okay.
like if you're going out on an extended holiday and you don't want your PC stolen, you'd pick your PC up, put it in a painting.
Okay,
it'd be,
so like
it'd be
I'm
awesome
like,
to avoid like luggage fees.
so I'm like, I'm kind of hungry, but I'm not hungry yet. So I'm gonna make this sandwich. I'm just gonna put it in my wallet on this dollar bill,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
3 hours from now, I'm gonna take that dollar bill out and pull out my sandwich. But then I forget, and I give the dollar to the toll guy, and I'm
And
just
there's
like,
a sandwich
well, fuck.
painted on it for some
Yeah.
reason.
He's like, why did you paint a sandwich on here? And I'm like, give me that back, asshole.
Stop taking my lunch money. Ha, get it? Lunch money.
Uh,
Yeah, so
I don't get it. Oh my goodness,
Throughout-
watch it. There's a vampire behind you.
when the bad guys come looking for it, the mother basically poisons herself into a coma. It's insinuated that she's dead, but no. Apparently, she turns up later. She's just floating in a coma.
Yeah. Stupid.
The bad guy Valentine turns out he's been working with the Hodge, Hagrid or whatever his name is, all along. And they set up the sanctuary as a trap. They summon demons using pentagrams full of swords, which is kind of cool, but yeah.
But it's so stupid that you just remove one sword and it all stops.
Yeah. That's what the
think
bats
it-
are. That's what the bats are from the trailers. They're actually demons that need to like merge together into actual killer beasts. And apparently they're fucking, the biggest bitches in hell. Apparently because they just tear through anyone and everything with ease. An army of werewolves show up, kill them no problem. Except for one. There's the little cliche of the one werewolf who's not used to fighting, he's terrified and all the rest of it, but he grows a set of balls just long enough to save his friend and then gets torn apart.
The demons were those like ash-looking monsters,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
That's what I thought. Okay. Because I remember I remember the one scene where she runes something in her hand and she like
Yeah.
stops time or something like that.
Yeah. Was it Valentine comments on that? He's like, I know that rune. You're more powerful than I thought.
Well, it's funny because they're like,
She's
what is that
nuts.
rune? We've never seen that rune before, right? When she uses it. And they're all sitting there talking, and then apparently it starts to wear off because they slowly start to move again or something.
Yeah.
And they're just still talking, like, and they instead of just killing them, they just walk past them all.
Yep.
I'm like, they're sitting ducks, slob off all their heads, or split them in half, or do something to them.
But yeah.
They were frozen in time for a good 5 minutes.
And then they do this thing where they split the party and like Whip Chick gets the flamethrower and goes off with Simon to close the gate, letting all the vampires in, the bats in. It turns out Hodge has sabotaged the gate that does that, except he has a change of heart, comes over and goes, yeah, you might need this part of the locking mechanism. No one questions how why he got it, why it's there, who let them in. we have face off of Darth Maul and McDickface
Mm-hmm.
in the main room while Clary runs around going, "Oh, what do I do with this? What do I do with this? Mum, mum, mum." There's this epic fight going on around, and that spends the entire time going, "Mum, wake up, mum, mum." It's like,
It's so stupid, and the ending is just as dumb. Where she throws him into the.
in the
She
paw.
basically Spartan kicks the bad guy into the chest into this like a teleporty thingy orb.
Yeah,
thing.
they have a magic portal, a one-way water portal. Basically, if you think hard enough about where you're going, you can just appear anywhere.
That's pretty
Uh,
handy.
Yeah,
Well, yeah, that's what made me question. I'm like, well, okay, you kick the guy into that. He could just be thinking, I want to go to 10 seconds before this happens. Just teleport right back behind her and throw her into it. or stab her in the throat or something. So I'm like,
Well-
okay, this should backfire.
yeah. I mean,
But it
I'm
doesn't.
I'm probably going into far too much detail because it doesn't deserve this. But the worrying part of it, I was okay. I mean, I sat through it all. I'm like, nothing makes sense. You haven't explained anything. Whatever. Let's just get this over with. And then there's the conclusion. So we have this whole bit where, we've got rid of Valentine, all done. Mother's in hospital. They know they know she's been poisoned with something. They don't know what. It's just going to take time for her to come out of it. Oh, in the meantime, sorry, I forgot. Mage Wizard McBadass shows up to heal one of the guys that got mortally wounded. And apparently this guy is the tits. He is, he's Mr. Wizard. He can like wreck anyone. No one fucks with him.
So he's my cipher in my D&D campaign.
Yeah, and he's basically shown up and gone, yeah, I can heal him. He's responding well. He's okay. By the way, you're being invaded. He like preempts it.
He's like, FYI.
Yeah, and it's like, hang on, you're fucking Mr. All Powerful. Fucking do something. You know how much he appears in the film? He doesn't. He's gone. He doesn't reappear from that scene. He doesn't even seen leaving the asylum. Or whatever it's called. He's there the entire time during this entire invasion. Does fuck all. Doesn't lift a finger. But yeah, as I say, then we get to the conclusion. She has a change of heart. She's like, okay, I don't really like this world. I want to go back to my own life. Gets home, sees the entire place is a complete mess because no one's cleaned up since the attack. First thing she starts doing, carving
she
into herself
she draws a rune on her hand and then puts
so
her.
she can fucking Jedi mind trick the entire bastard room back to place.
I don't want any part of this, but I'm still going to use my god powers.
Yeah, and then
This is
McDouche
awful.
shows.
Well, with great
McDouche-
power does come a lot of ease of
Yeah.
chores.
McDouche shows straight up, shows right up behind her, and basically just says, "Are you sure?" And she's like, "Okay then."
And then gets on the motorcycle, and they have this weird scene where she's like, "Do I wrap my arms around you? Because you're my
This
brother
is-
and all, but
yeah,
there's still
and
sexual tension."
And these things like, I don't believe it. I don't believe it at all. Even though I've been given irrefutable evidence from both parties,
Yeah.
I don't believe it. Basically, the entire conclusion
Now, are they
of
brother and sister or half brother and sister?
brother
I mean,
and
it's still-
sister, full brother and sister.
So okay, that's his mom as well.
Yes, they
Okay.
they
Yeah,
reason
that's
it.
really fucked up.
They
Not
reason
that
it.
half brothers would be much better, but
They reason it when she escaped. Valentine basically escaped by faking his own death, so everyone thought he was dead. They found the remains of, well, his family was him, the wife, a son and a daughter. They found the remains of a young boy and a man in that fire because by that point the mother and daughter had already left. So they assumed the kid was already dead. Turns out it's Jace. And you know how he convinces him? This is brilliant. This is beautiful. How he convinces him, right? He's got this ring that's got a monogram W on it because he thinks his surname's Wyndham. Can you guess how he convinces him?
You turn upside down, it's an M.
That's it. He turns it upside down and he sees it's an M. He's like, oh my god.
My name is Mindum.
But yeah,
What?
this entire conclusion is basically him going, I kind of know your sister. I know you're my sister. How can I make it right for me to fuck you?
This is a disturbing pile of shit.
It is. It's a mess. There's no rhyme. There's no reason. It bounces from scene to scene to scene to scene. The only decent character... I mean, there are decent characters in this. there are decent actors in this.
I don't. I think there might be decent actors in it, but nobody put in a good performance.
I don't know. I kind of liked the two guys as I mentioned. The guy playing Simon, the guy playing the werewolf dude.
Mhm.
Because I know that they're good actors and they gave decent performances with what they had. But she is a void of personality. I mean, she's no what's her name from Twilight? What's that name of that cow?
Bella Swan or
Yeah, she's no
Or
Bella.
Kirsten, or what's her name?
Kirsten Stewart, Kirsten Stewart or
Yeah,
Kirsten Stewart.
but
Kristen
whereas
Stewart.
or something. I don't know.
Kristen
Fuck.
Stewart is a role model for dull surprise. She is a role model for oh my god.
She's a role model for mom, mom, mom,
She's a role model for excited surprise. Everything amazes her.
mom,
Mom!
mom.
Is there even like an excited one at the end of like Mom? Mom. Mom. Mom.
There's no positive to this movie other than the one chick is hot.
Yes,
That's
she is actually the best character in the film. She doesn't get many lines, but
well.
everything
All she needs
says,
to do there is look hot. That's all she needs to do.
everything she says is at least relevant.
That's it. The one chick is
Yes.
hot. That's it. If you want to see this movie, you'll get about 10 minutes of a hot chick. That's about it.
Then purge it from your mind. And then
But
we'll see the City of Ashes, where we visit the City of Ashes for all of 3 seconds.
Yeah. We're gonna have to if they do the full trilogy, we're gonna do them all.
Oh Christ!
Is it a trilogy? Do you know?
I don't know how many there are.
I was gonna say I imagine it's more than a trilogy.
Well, I'm guessing, like I say, the Mortal Instruments is going to be more than one of them. But yeah, I mean, look at that poster that you've got up there. Those expressions never change throughout the entire film.
Yeah, she always looks confused.
Confused and surprised. And oddly, that's one thing as well. I mean, I'm going to go back to the something, right? Oh, no, wait, I've just explained it in my own head. It's okay. I can deal with that one myself. I get that one. But, yeah, there's so much in there that's like, you literally have to pay attention to this film just to even try to understand what the fuck is going on.
No, because you can't. There's no point of how much you need to pay attention because most of the things that are in this don't get explained at all.
You need to be a creative thinker that just you've got to try and find the connection.
You got to be telling the story to yourself based off the elements you've seen in the scene to actually understand the story they're trying to tell.
Yes, you have to. You can tell this is literally a translation of a book with huge chunks just cut out to time.
It's like playing Final Fantasy 13. You don't know anything that's going on unless you read the codexes, which aren't a part of the actual game itself.
Yes.
You get told a bunch of things, but nothing ever gets explained. So, yeah, don't see this movie. We are both giving this a failing grade. All right.
I didn't even see it, and I'm still also going to give it a failing grade. So, yeah.
It's put this way. It's been this hard for us just to explain what went on in it.
I'm still not really sure what the plot of this movie is.
Missed a
There's
shitload.
a cup. I get that.
People want a cup to make demon hunters. The bad guys want it to create demons.
Oh, okay. Like the demon hunters, the good guys?
Yeah, demon
He
hunters.
wants
are
to.
good
He wants to
guys.
make an army of. It's the typical story of he didn't think the demon hunters were strong enough. He wanted to make them better.
A demon
Okay,
race
fast
of demon
stronger.
hunters, basically.
Yeah. I don't know.
Fuck this movie.
Fuck it. Hard.
Guys, my chat room's not loading. It's constantly going into trying to reconnect. So
Twitch
sorry.
are hosting PAX this year, so everyone else can go fuck themselves as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah. So we'll see what we can get done as far as the chat room goes in later today. But yeah, as far as this movie goes, don't see it. Fuck this movie. Next week we have basically Pitch Black Riddick.
Yay! Pitch Black 2.
This is Black Pitcher Than Black or Black Pitcher Black.
Yes.
Riddick 2, whatever you want to call it. It should just be called Pitch Black 2.
I think
Riddick.
it'll be called Pitch Black Darker Than Wesley Snipes.
But yeah, I mean, if you want to go see a decent movie with Lena Headey in it, go watch Dread. You'll do yourself a favor.
But yeah, fuck this movie. Fuck
Fuck
everything
it
you have to do with
hard.
it. So, you guys have a great night. We will see you in the next 15 minutes for Co-op or Die. Hope you guys all had fun, and hopefully you took away from this to not see this movie, because don't see this movie. You guys have a great night. We'll see you soon.
Goodbye.
Bye.